Hey guys, it's Fred. Thanks for joining me. Fred McCoy 40 is the page. We'll be posting a lot more Buford Pusser videos on this page than we do on Sheila. Sheila's going to be covering she'll still be covering Buford Pusser stuff, but I'm going to post even more now. I'll be posting it on this page, this channel, Fred McCoy 40. Like, subscribe, and share so you'll get a update when I post a video. Recognize this car, guys? Anybody recognize this car? Or is this the car? Could this be the car, I should say? Correct year, correct color. Can you imagine this driving down New Hope Road following Buford Pusser's 1967 Plymouth Fury 1? Him and Pauline just talking, rattling on about what they're going to do on vacation and going to see her family and so forth. Just a casual drive down the road to see what they were going to find on New Hope. If they didn't find anything on New Hope Road, continue on to Jordan Hollis's. That was the call. All of a sudden, those four big bright headlights come on. You start hearing gunshots. You've got a man hanging out the front passenger window and a man in the back seat shooting. Car's right up against you. It's a big car. Plymouth Fury's a big car. Both of those cars probably took up a good part of that road. Now, if you believe Oakley Baldwin, he says it was a one-lane gravel road. That's not true. It was a two-lane. It was a gravel road, but it was 2 lanes. 2 good lanes. It wasn't 2 country lanes. It was a good size road. Plenty enough room for these vehicles to go side by side, but still 2 large vehicles, especially traveling at high speeds. And Buford trying to lay over in the seat, keep from being shot. He's got it to the floor, his Plymouth Fury. Now, there's no comparison. The Cadillac's got a big motor in it, but they're made so heavy, and especially back then, no way the Cadillac could have kept up with the Plymouth. Imagine 3 men, at least 3 in this vehicle. Man with the M1, the 30 caliber, shooting out of the front passenger side. Man in the back with probably a bar, Browning automatic rifle. That's what Bonnie and Clyde, that's what all the bad guys and the good guys, even those that were tracking Bonnie and Clyde down, that's what they had. That's what they had in the ambush. That's what they shot Bonnie and Clyde with, 30-06s. But the good thing about the bar was it had a magazine with it. You could load up the rounds in the magazine. You didn't have to boat action. You didn't have to do that like a lot of 30-06s were. Thing about the 30-06, the bar, it ejects to the right and to the rear, slightly to the rear. Well, if you're sitting in that rear seat shooting out that rear passenger window, you've got your barrel sticking out. Those rounds are ejecting either on that back windshield back there, on that little dashboard, rear dashboard, or into the back seat. That's why they didn't find but a couple 30-06 rounds or casings. They didn't find but 1 or 2. We've heard both stories, but at least one, which confirmed that there was at least two firearms used. We know there was a 30 caliber because they found 14 or 15 of those. If that's true, there's no evidence to prove it. They've lost the evidence. It's gone. And other than the 1 or 2 30-06 casings, the rest of those would have landed in the back seat. So that's evidence that was never found because that was left in the vehicle. Now, the story is the Cadillac was dark blue and traced to a dealership in Tupelo, Mississippi, and it was bought through W.O. Heathcock. 1967, the Cadillac dealership in Tupelo, Mississippi was Tupelo Auto Sales. Tupelo Auto Sales. But that would have been the car, or like the car, similar to the car, could have been the car. I'm not going to be like other podcasters and tell you this or that for a fact and so forth. Hey, it's the correct year, correct color, correct make, correct model. Could have been. It's what Mr. Davison says about the gun. It could have been that gun. They only made 6.2 million of them. I haven't researched how many blue Cadillacs they made in 66, 67. Don't know. But that's the car, guys. That's at least like the car, the one that the bad guys were in that done the ambush on Buford and Pauline that day. Gives you a visual of what it would be like. Imagine two people hanging out the window. Imagine how scary, how frightening that was. Pauline didn't have to worry about it. She didn't have to be frightened because from the time they turned on the headlights, they probably fired the first shot before the headlights came on. They probably started shooting, and she was gone. Any one of those shots to her head was fatal. There's no debating that. You don't take a medical examiner's degree or doctor's degree to figure that out. She was killed. She was shot in the back of the head, and then when they pulled up along beside Buford on that driver's side passenger window, they shot through there. Buford laid over in her lap, and that's when they put another round in the side of her, left side of her head, and blew that left side of her head out this window right here. The bullet came through, broke this window, a piece of her scalp, a little bit of her brain matter, and her hair flew out the window into that ditch line where Dennis Hathcock says that he found it the next day. He just happened to be going down that road 2.5 miles down the road from the first ambush site. He happens to find the second ambush site. Just out of the blue, just came up on it. 4-inch piece of her skull over in the ditch line, but he found that. Just amazing. TBI talked to him, but he told him, look at Buford. He guided them toward Buford. Followed Buford around all that night. No reason for it. Has admitted that he followed Buford around that night. Watched his every move. Surveillance. Tracking him till he went home. This was W.O. Hathcock, according to Mike Elam, had a blue Cadillac that he parked at the plantation. Now later on, Mike Elam says it was a Phantom Cadillac. Nobody ever saw it. But in another story, he says that Buford was driving around trying to find the blue Cadillac at the plantation in Shamrock, but he didn't know that W.O. had traded it off a couple weeks before. Which is it? We don't know. Maybe in these court proceedings, once all this stuff gets underway in depositions, they'll figure all this out. We'll figure out what's true, what's not, what's fact, and what's fiction. Thanks for joining me. Catch you next time, guys.